welcome to my YouTube channel, and in today's short video I'm going to show the whole process of taking this shifter knob apart. So this one is a standard 335, I guess, manual transmission 6-speed shifter knob, and the reasons to take something like this apart would be to restore it. As you can see, this part is leather and it's worn out right here, and also this upper silver trim, I guess, part is peeling, so it's getting really well, it's worn out and it's coming apart. You wouldn't really want to have something like that in your car. If you restore it, you can get something like this. Well, this one is a little bit different style and design, but this looks just like new. This silver trim is 100% perfect. This part is not leather anymore. You can go with leather, but this one is Alcantara, so looks a little bit unique. And well, I'm planning on making a video where I'm going to be talking about the whole set of options that you have with the manual transmission shifter knobs, but like I said in today's video, we're going to just take this one apart and I'm going to show all the details. But here's another piece of a shifter knob like that is also is in the process of being restored, and this is also Alcantara. This is real Alcantara, not anything, not a replica. Looks unique, like I said. Some other options, I guess, could be using leather to wrap this part. And leather can be had in many different colors, so whatever you feel like doing. As an example, here's a restored shifter knob. This leather, real leather, red color. Some people like it to be this color. This silver trim is replaced with something that is black, kind of gives it a unique look. And this one is a little bit heavier, because you can make it weighted. Well, it's not a weighted, but you can make it feel heavier compared to a factory, because it's mainly plastics inside, but you can add some weight to it. The sky is the limit. All you can do is use your imagination and just do whatever you want to do and get something unique that no one else has. So the first thing that we have to do is to remove this emblem. These emblems are usually glued on or installed with double-sided tape or something like that. And well, they are all different shapes and sizes actually too. So different shifter knobs use different emblems. They are not interchangeable really. And you start with the hot melt glue. Add it to a bit of it to this blue thingy and stick it up on the top like this. I'm going to decenter it because it makes sense to be pulling on one side of it. There is also a destructive way of removing this emblem. You can actually drill the center of it, put a screw into it and just pull on the screw. If you're replacing the emblem, then I guess you can just destroy it and no one is going to care. Now when the hot melt glue is done or set, we'll try to start pulling on it, pulling on this blue thingy, and we'll try to dislodge this emblem. Sometimes this thing comes off like that, not a problem. We'll try again. Attempt number 2. It has to cool down and set, otherwise it's just going to be too soft. Attempt number 3 or 4, I guess. Sometimes you have to really give it a couple of tries, and I will try pulling on it again. There you go. So this is the emblem that came off, and non-destructive method of removing it. Now we'll put this aside because I will remove this glue and the pad later on. But the next thing is basically there's a screw in the center. This is a Torx, internal Torx. We just remove this screw remove the screw. Now this thing has to slide up like that. Comes off. Nice and shiny on the inside, but peeling here up on the top. So that's going to be dealt with at some later point. And well, since we are taking things apart, this leather just peels off. By the way, this is real leather, not something fake or synthetic. Well, because E90 generation was still a good BMW, unlike many things that BMW started to produce after that. So this leather just peels off, like I said. Just a piece of leather. This is leather, as you can see, but junk. And now we have the base that looks like this. It's all plastic and rubber. These cavities, by the way, can be filled up with lead and some of the inside of this trim, and that will make the shifter knob heavier. By the way, you can just, if your shifter knob is in a good shape and you don't have to do anything with it, you can just make it heavier by peeling off, removing the emblem, removing this trim, filling up the cavities, and that will just make it a weighted shifter knob. So at this point, the glue can be removed. Doesn't really have to be removed 100%, but it's always a good idea to just remove the glue, or what's left of it's mainly glue. And I guess options that you can go with, you can just redo the leather like a standard black leather. It would just look like new with the black leather. You could get something that is brown like this, and it's going to look like that, fairly unique. Like I said, you can go with this brown leather that is not shiny. This is a unique kind of a leather, I guess, for the lack of a better word to call it. But that's the shape, by the way, and size of the leather piece that you need. It's not a lot. It's about the size of your palm. That's all that it takes, and even this one is a bit too much. So, but you don't need a lot of leather to really redo this. You can go with something that is this color. That would look something like that. Well, you can match this to your shifter boot. This one is OEM Performance Alcantara. BMW calls this Alcantara, but like I said, it's something synthetic. Well, Alcantara is synthetic, but this is not the actual Alcantara. Purple or whatever this color is. You can go with blue, and it will be something like this. I guess blue. Yeah, that's kind of unique too. Or you can go with red, if that's your thing. This is what it's going to look like. By the way, BMW sells a shifter knob that's called rough leather, and I think it's the only one that I know of that it's been sold without the emblem. And the rough leather, it looks something like this. So basically, if you flip the leather inside out, you get that effect of rough leather. Well, I don't know how BMW does it, but this is my experience of working with leather. So if you want something that is rough leather, you just glue it like this. If you want just a standard regular type of leather, you just glue it on like this. And again, here's the finished sample that is has been converted from something that looked just like this standard and now became like this. So this is the same leather, and the leather can have different grain I guess. So depending on where it comes from, which part of the this is cow leather, by the way, and it's fairly heavy and thick, but you don't have to use cow leather. And here's an example of different leather. This is lamb skin. It's much softer and has a different grain. It's a bit thinner, but I think it looks pretty good as far as the look goes. I kind of like this better than cow leather, but I guess preferences and choices are not the same with different people. And this is pure black, and if you rub this up in red, in black in this case, it's going to look like this. Just pretty much a standard shifter knob type of a look. And here's the difference between what BMW uses and this lamb skin. So it's something like this. This has a more of a fine texture. So that's pretty much it for this video. We have taken this shifter knob apart. There is the base. To recap all the things that we went through, this is the base, this is the leather part, leather skin part that peels off, this is the trim that needs to be restored, and here's the emblem itself. Now it's time to peel this hot melt glue and maybe polish this a little bit. Finding a replacement for this shape of emblem is actually really hard these days. So this is the pieces, and I guess this should be it for this disassembly and for this video.